Hey guys, today we're gonna be going over the top 10 easiest diamonds to find in 2026 in the Hunter Call of the Wild. These species produce a lot of diamonds, they are quite easy to obtain, but only as long as you know how to hunt them. So we are not only gonna be counting down the species, because I'm also gonna show you exactly how to hunt each of these 10 animals, and I'm also gonna share with you a hotspot map for every single of these species, so you know exactly how to find them. Now guys, let me know in the comments, what would you consider is the easiest diamond on the entire game? I would love to read your answers in the comment section. Alright guys, so coming in at number 10 on our list, we have a species that is present on Silver Ridge Peaks, Rancho El Arroyo, and Asky Ridge. This species is far from being the most common diamond, but it is definitely common enough to make it into this top 10. I'm talking about the pronghorn. Whenever I need to find trophies on a map like Silver Ridge Peaks, the pronghorn is the first species that comes to my mind, and the reason is simple. They are an easy species to find, their home range is small, and their max levels are quite common. You know, these guys are a class 3 species that reach a max level of level 5 medium, and they are actually able to make diamond at level 4 very frequently. Be in the lookout for any pronghorn where a top trophy estimate superior to 108, because those are the ones that have a chance to make diamond. The main reason why I included these guys within this top 10 is because I swear, every single time I go to Silver Ridge Peaks, I end up coming across a big one. It's almost unavoidable. Like if I'm hunting bison, it never surprises me whenever a level 5 pronghorn appears out of nowhere. It happens very often. What I would recommend you to hunt this species is to focus on moving within their home range, and preferably during their drink time, which is from 1800 to 2100. Just keep in mind that these guys are only gonna drink on the lakes that are within their habitat, which are these. It is unfortunate that they drink when it is dark because, man, if they drank during the day, I think I would place them a couple spots higher. I mean, you can still spot them easily using the night vision equipment, but it's not the same. By the way guys, as you can see here on this sheet, you have pretty much everything you need to know about how to hunt the pronghorn on Silver Ridge Peaks. These kind of sheets are made by Hell's Hunting, and they are super useful because not only they show how the rare variations look, they also show every single of the common food types, available maps, viable colors, recommended weapons, of course the silver, the gold and the diamond score, and even a hotspot map on the side showing every single of the locations where it's possible to find that species. These info sheets are available for the majority of the species in the game, so if you wanna get access to them, make sure to go to Hell's Hunting Discord server by clicking the link on the description below. Really recommended. Now coming in at number 9, we have another species that is also present on multiple maps, 3 maps to be exact. It is present on the Aurora, Emerald Coast and Scotland. That is the feral goat. The feral goat is a very popular species in Call of the Wild, mainly due to how often they troll. I would say that only 1 out of every 5 or 6 max level feral goats is gonna be diamond. You know, these guys are a class 3 species that reach a max level of level 5 medium and make diamond with a score of 208.71. What is interesting about these guys is that despite being such a common troll, the diamond feral goats are still very common, especially on Scotland and Emerald Coast. Their home range is very limited on these 2 reserves, covering only a small section of the map, and if we combine that with the fact that they only drink during the day, and especially with the fact that their level 5s are so common, the feral goat definitely has to be part of this list. As I mentioned earlier, these feral goats tend to drink during the day, from 1200 to 1500, and if you ask me, I would say the map where it's even easier to find diamonds for these guys is definitely Emerald Coast. As you can see here on Emerald Coast, the feral goats only drink around the Outback region, which is a very small section of the reserve. So if you want to have a high chance of coming across a level 5 and a diamond feral goat, just go to any of these lakes at their drink time by taking this map as reference. Now guys, coming in at number 8, we have another diamond that is similar in rarity to a feral goat, but in my opinion is even more common. This species is only present on Borjonga Savannah, and it is none other than the Cape Buffalo. I personally love to hunt the Cape Buffaloes on this game. Their morale is far from being the best, but I love how aggressive they can be. A lot of times they are actually the ones to find you and not the other way around. These guys are a really big class 9 species that goes up to level 9 legendary and makes diamond with a score of 151.35. Keep in mind, they are only able to make diamond at level 9, supposedly they should be able to make it at level 8 as well, but in my 7 years playing this game, I've never seen a level 8 diamond Cape Buffalo posted, so I think it is safe to say they cannot make it at level 8. What in my opinion makes these Cape Buffaloes one of the most common diamonds in the game is essentially how simple and easy to navigate their home range is. Of course the level 9s tend to spawn very frequently, quite more frequently than the average diamond in my opinion, but the fact their habitat is limited exclusively to the border of the reserve really makes it easy to find these guys. The only thing you have to do is to set a time to their drink time, which is from 900 to 1200. I would personally recommend you to start by checking the northern coast, all this area right here, and then move on to check the rest of the locations where they can drink. odds are you are definitely gonna find some monsters, and who knows, maybe rare as well. Believe me when I say the diamonds for these guys are quite easy to obtain. I remember one time I hunted their drink time for about 40 minutes and I ended up finding 4 level 9s in total. Unfortunately one of them ended up trolling, but 3 diamonds in 40 minutes, that's still insane. Okay, coming in at number 7 on our list of the top 10 easiest diamonds to find on Call of the Wild, we have a species that is pretty much just as heavy as the cave buffalo, but that is only present on Emerald Coast, the saltwater crocodile. Some people may not agree with me, but I really think the diamond saltwater crocodile is even more common than both the cave buffalo and the feral goat. These guys are also a class 9 species that goes up to level 9 and makes diamond with a score of 1015. They are able to weigh more than 1 ton. In my opinion, there are 2 things that really make these guys even easier to hunt than the last 2 species. The first one is their habitat. Here on Emerald Coast, the saltwater crocodile is mostly present around the eastern border of the map, and a great number of them rest along the coast. Right on the sand, where there are no trees, no mangroves, no vegetation at all, you are gonna be able to spot them on the open, and this just makes it very easy to spot and kill a great number of them. Now the second reason why these guys are such an easy diamond is that they don't spook nearly as easily as other animals. You can be shooting stuff 150 meters away from a crocodile, and they are definitely gonna flee, but not immediately, giving you time to at least spot them and know if they are big. If you want to have the highest chance of finding a diamond of these guys, I would personally recommend you to focus on hunting the coast first, all this area, and then focus on this swamp especially, right here. The majority of the crocodiles on the map are gonna be on these 2 areas, but as always, you can take my hotspot maps as reference to know every single of the locations where they can be. Now, coming in at number 6, we have a diamond that is definitely fairly easy to obtain. It was tough because I would say the rarity of this one is not too different to the rarity of the next 2 diamonds, but in my experience it is slightly more rare. I'm talking about the blue ship. The blue ship is a class 4 species that is exclusive to Sundarbatan. They go up to level 5 medium, and they are certainly an impressive looking diamond that everyone would want to have on their trophy lodge. These guys make diamond with a score of 154.08, and while they are able to make it at both level 4 and level 5, you'll definitely want to focus on the level 5s because those are the ones that have a truly high chance to make it. As I mentioned earlier, getting a diamond blue ship isn't precisely a difficult task. They are exactly a kind of trophy you'll want to go for whenever you're having a difficult hunt. For example, let's say you've been playing Sundarbatan for a couple hours and you haven't found a single trophy. That is exactly a kind of situation where you'll want to, first of all, change the time to the blue ship drink time, which is from 1400 to 1700, and go to visit as many of these lakes as possible, taking this map as reference. Sometimes, if you get lucky, you may even manage to find not only one, but multiple diamond blue ships while visiting these lakes. And the best part is that not only their diamonds are common, their rares are fairly common as well. As you can see on this info sheet, they have albinos, melanistics, and leucistics. Now guys, this is where the diamonds really start to get quite common. Coming in at number 5 on our list, we have 2 species that honestly used to be quite higher on this ranking, but I don't think they are as common as they used to be anymore. I'm talking about both the Visiti ibex and the Gridose ibex. The reason why I decided to add both species on the same spot is simply because in my experience the rarity is very similar, although a lot of people agree that the Visiti ibex tends to be a bit more common. Personally, I think these 2 species of ibex are significantly more common than their other similar counterparts, which are the southeastern Spanish ibex and the Ronda ibex, but to be honest, they are all very easy to obtain. Both the Visiti ibex and the Gridose ibex are class 4 species that go up to level 5 medium, although they are also able to make diamond at level 4, very frequently. The diamond score for the Visiti ibex is 191.63 and the diamond score for the Gridose is 100.17. These 2 species are actually very simple to hunt. They both drink at the same time, from 1000 to 1400, and they are only present on a handful of areas. For example, the Visiti ibex can drink on every single of these lakes, as you can see on this map, while the Gridose ibex can drink on these other lakes. If you come here to Cuatro Colinas looking for some easy diamonds, these 2 species are definitely the ones you need to check first because they are definitely quite common. So don't be surprised if you manage to find multiple of them on the same map. Alright, the next species on the list is actually the smallest of all the animals included on this top 10. This species can only be found on Aski Ridge, and it may be the most beautiful waterfowl species that is present on the HUNTer Call of the Wild. I don't think there's a single dog species on this game that produces as many trophies as the wood dogs do. You know, the waterfowl diamonds tend to be quite common overall, but what in my opinion makes the diamond wood dogs even more common than the average waterfowl trophy is how concentrated their population is on such a small home range. Yes, their home range is actually very small, as you can see on this map. You don't even have to use decoys in order to find diamonds of these guys. You can simply fast travel to this outpost and head directly towards this swampy area right here, paying attention to the sky because you're gonna see plenty of logs flying overhead. The wood dog is able to make it at both level 2 and level 3, but just as with any other dog, the level 3 diamonds are way more common. The most important thing to pay attention to is their top trophy estimate, because as long as that number is above 672, which is their minimum diamond score, the chance of getting the diamond medal is always gonna be present. Another great thing about the wood dogs is simply the great variety of plumages they have, rare plumages. Both the males and the females have 6 different rare plumages, and as you can see on this sheet, they are absolutely beautiful. So make sure to pay attention for any dog that looks different while spotting those flocks. Now guys, coming in at number 3, we have another species that for a lot of people may be the most common diamond in the game, but in my experience it is a bit less common than the next two. This species is only present on Emerald Coast, and it is none other than the Banteng. There's not a single bovine species on this game that makes diamond more often than the Banteng does. These guys are a class 9 species that is able to weigh more than 750 kilograms, and they make diamond at both level 4 and level 5 with a score of 137. The thing that really makes this Banteng such a common trophy is simply how often the level 4s reach the diamond score. They are way more common than the level 5s. In fact, I would say that around 1 of every 3 max estimate level 4s are gonna make diamond, which is a very high chance considering how often you are gonna find them. You know, the max weight estimate for this species is 747 to 800 kilograms, so please, if you happen to find a track with this weight estimate, make sure to follow it. There's a very high chance it will end up leading you to a diamond. Hunting these Bantengs is actually rather simple. They have a very similar home range to the saltwater crocodiles, with the difference that these guys actually have a drink time, which is from 1700 to 2000. The areas that I would recommend you checking are mainly the top right region, over here, this lake right here and the area around it, as well as the entire coast. You are gonna find plenty of big Bantengs if you visit these areas consistently, that's for sure. Now, when it comes to the next species, I will say it wasn't easy to choose this one, because in my experience they are possibly the most common diamond on this list. I have a crazy amount of them, probably more than 50, but at the same time, since they are a bird, they are just not as simple to hunt as the species that I actually placed on the first spot. So guys, coming in at number 2, we have the capercaillie. There's not a single class 1 species that produces more diamonds than the capercaillie does, they are everywhere. It is possible to hunt these guys on Revontuli Coast, Scotland and Medved Taiga, but in my experience they are quite easy to find on Revontuli Coast and Scotland compared to Medved. I remember one time that I played Revontuli Coast for about an hour and I managed to find not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 diamond capercaillies while simply running around their home range. On Revontuli Coast, for example, the habitat of these capercaillies essentially covers the top 2/3 of the reserve. Whereas on Scotland, they don't cover as much terrain, but the advantage is that their population density is quite higher there, so it is even easier to spot them there because they are more concentrated. What I would personally recommend you in order to easily find and hunt these guys is to focus on hunting them on Scotland. Make sure to bring a shotgun with you and try to move mainly within the center of their home range, around here. You are definitely gonna spot plenty of capercaillies here because this area is loaded, especially during the morning. And of course, if you would prefer to hunt them on either Revontuli Coast or Medved Taiga, just focus on hunting them within their habitat by taking these maps as reference. Alright guys, it is time. Coming in at number 1 on our list of the top 10 easiest diamonds to find in the Hunter Cove of the Wild, we have a species that is only present on Borjonga Savannah. A species that honestly everyone knows, the blue wildebeest. It is pretty much impossible to debate the fact that the blue wildebeest are actually the easiest diamond on the entire game. First of all, the wildebeest as a species is super easy to find. They range from 600 to 900 and only on a limited amount of lakes, as you can see on this map. They are very easy to spot since their hairs are usually huge, and the thing that really makes them a common diamond is the fact that not only the level 5s are super common, the level 4 diamonds are very common as well. If you happen to see a level 4 wildebeest with a weight estimate of 265 to 290 kilograms, be sure to kill it because every single wildebeest within this weight range has a chance of making diamond. Hunting the wildebeest is honestly very simple. The best option is to, of course, set a time to their drink time and start by checking every single of these lakes, especially these 3. I have no idea of how many trophies I've gotten on these 3 lakes, but easily more than 30. They are fantastic. Unfortunately, when it comes to the rare variations, the blue wildebeest only has a couple. They can spawn as albino in the case of both the males and the females, and as crowned in the case of only the females.